everyone, it's Mona here at Klatch, and today we're going to make a polymer clay Santa. I've got some flesh colored clay, and this is the harder clay. I couldn't find the softer clay in a flesh color, so I had to go with this. So it's going to take a little while for me to soften it or condition it, and conditioning it is just squeezing it and manipulating it until it starts to get soft. So we're going to make a cute Santa. I have this conditioned and it's nice and soft. I'm going to reserve just a small piece for the nose, and I'm going to roll this into a ball. And there's Santa's head. Okay, now there's Santa's nose. Now I'm going to move on to the red, which will be the hat and the body. And I'm going to start with the hat. And the hat is just going to be a cone. And I'm even going to bend it a little bit, just like that. Reshape it a little bit. Now we need to give him a body. Okay, I'm going to make a little bit of a log shape again, like a cone shape. Alright, here we go. Pop them right on there. Now we need a couple arms and a couple of legs. So here's an arm. We're going to attach that right underneath his head. Here's another arm. Now I've got to deal with his legs. I don't know if we should have Santa standing or sitting. I think we're going to have Santa standing. Now this is a time where you could use your crochet hooks, knitting needles, anything you want to help blend stuff in. Now I'm going to make a band here of this remaining red clay that I have, just for the bottom of his coat. Now this is going to be covered up, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time blending it. Okay, Santa needs a belt around his coat, so we need to make that in black. Okay, I created a snake. I'm going to just flatten it. You can use a rolling pin if you want. I'm just going to use my fingers, and I want to flatten it nice and thin. Okay, then I'm going to take my blade tool, and I'm just going to cut a nice piece. And here's our belt. Come on over here, Santa. Alright, let's lift your arms up. Right around there. Alright, so I'm going to cut it right here. Come here, overlap it, and cut it. Okay, then I'm going to just press it down so it sticks to, whoops, Santa lost his nose. Better now than later, Santa. So there we have that, and now I'm going to take another piece a little bit taller, like this, and we will put it on like this for the buckle. Now I don't have any gold, so we're going to just do that with a little bit of gold paint at the end. If you watched my other video, I mentioned that I have these clay tools, so I dug them out for this one. So I've used this on air dry clay and on polymer clay, and they work great. They have these rubbery tips, and it really creates a nice blend for you on your clay. So now I'm going to use a little more black. I need to make him some gloves and his boots. Those are going to be pretty basic. I think what I'm going to do is press his hands down, or his arms down a little bit, to make it look a little bit more like a sleeve bottom. But again, all of that will be covered up when we start putting like the fur on his coat, the trim. I've rolled 2 balls of the black, and I'm going to press it right down on there, and I'm just going to use the tool that I have, and I'm going to make it look like a mitten. Now I've rolled 2 balls for the boots. Kind of make them ovals. Now he's got his boots. I'm blending his nose on a little bit just to help keep it on. You could always put a little bit of liquid polymer clay back there to help adhere it, but I think this will do it. So there's his nose. Now I'm going to do 3 tiny little black balls to make the buttons on his coat. I just pushed them in with a little ball tool. Okay, I'm going to make a couple indents where his eyes are going to be. And I'm going to make a couple of teeny black balls again. Now I'm going to put one in, the other one in, and then I'm going to take them and push them just a little bit as well, so they're stuck on there really well. Here's our little Santa so far. He looks a little bit like an elf. I need to take white clay and do the pom-pom, the trim around his head, his beard, the trim around the bottom of his coat, his cuffs, and all of that stuff. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to work from the bottom up, I think. I think that would be the easier way. I'm going to create the trim for the bottom of his pants. And I'm going to take 2 little snakes of white, roll it out, flatten it just a little bit. I want to make sure it's long enough. And this does not need to be like a straight cut or anything, because obviously it's just the... Man, his head keeps falling off. Santa, you're losing your head. I know it's a stressful time of year, but come on. Squeeze it on. I'm going to use my little tool here. Give it a little texture. So it looks nice and fluffy. We'll do the same with the other one. Alright, Santa's hat is done except for the pom-pom on the top. I'm going to leave that for the very end. What I am going to do, because Santa keeps losing his head, is I'm going to take a toothpick, insert it into Santa, like this, and then his head can go on here. I'm going to have to touch up some of my furry trim there. There we go. I squished it a little bit. Now he won't lose his head anymore. Alright, we'll give him a mustache first. Put it right under his nose. And then I'm going to kind of just give him a beard. It's almost a teardrop shape. I'm giving it a little bit of a different shape. And I'm going to put that right here. Now I'm going to take my blending tool, hold these sides down and sort of blend them together. Then take a needle tool or a toothpick, and then I'm going to just texture it like it's strands of hair. Now we'll take a little more and have it come down the sides. Do the same thing. So I'm going to give him a little hair underneath his hat to run along the back. I'm going to take a tiny piece of black, press it in. So here is Santa, and he can stay just like this. If you want to make him into an ornament, you want to put a hole into the top of his hat there, just like this. So we can attach an eye screw after he bakes. So now I'm going to go throw Santa in the oven. Don't worry kids, he'll be fine. Santa's out of the oven. And now all I need to do is put a gold border around his belt buckle. Just using a skewer stick to draw the lines. Oh, and now we need our little eye screw, and we can just put that right into the hat where we created that hole. That's it, Santa's all done. All we have to do is add a ribbon. We can hang him on the Christmas tree. Thank you for liking and commenting on this video. I'll definitely see you next time. And happy crafting and happy holidays.